This is when you're your own biggest fan. Watching your own deck profile.
Wow, that's fucked up.
It's alright, I do the same thing, so. I don't know if that counts towards views, but I'll get it to 1,000 eventually.
Let me see what I did there.
Alright, yeah, so that's part of the video, so yeah, alright.
Absolutely, thanks guys.
What's your name? Who unchained you? And what did you do?
My name is Yugioh. I got unchained just yesterday, and we're going to be showing you a deck profile of what I like to call salad. Everybody likes salad, you love salad. Unless you don't like greens, don't play it. This is what we did for the Mesa Regionals. We're just going to show it off just for a little bit, get you guys all taken care of, and maybe tell you about a combo play that I did that actually won me a game. So I'll show you exactly how it works. First off, we're going to do 3 Flame Buffalo. Best draw card in the game, and it's easy chainable. So if you do a block chain against Ash Blossom, this is definitely the card that you would want to use. Thank you, sir. Kind of just want to be able to drop any Salamangreat out of your hand that you can combo with Gazelle. So this is really awesome. Having it at 3 is good. Next up, we have 3 Salamangreat Foxy. Good for excavating, basically just trying to get what you need. Again, it doesn't really, you can't Ash Blossom that because it's excavating.
Damn,
so,
nigga, you broke? You don't got secrets? Wait, that's my deck.
So it's just, you reveal 3, add it to your hand, and it works just fine. It works really well, and this is a good combo card right off the bat. The next one here, these are kind of like the one-offs or 2-offs, basically. You got your Fowl, your Falco, the only one Gazelle.
Those are definitely 2-offs.
The 2-off is the Jaguar and the Spinny. Basically, just try to get with this in the graveyard as best as you can. This one get in your hand to the field as fast as you can.
So wait, you double jacked 2-off Spinny?
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. The good thing is this one just recycles. This one allows you to special. And
Those are what milk
this
drink.
one allows you to return. So this one it's really awesome. At least in the salad combo, that's kind of all I ran in there. And then the cards that came clutch were these guys, the Sea Archiver, because it let me extend a rank 3 play.
Is that a Cybers?
It is a Cybers.
Okay, so does it blend well with Flame Buffalo?
It does.
Okay.
Because it is well to throw it away to draw. And then if you summon a level 3, or if you have a level 3 Salamangreat and it points to a zone that you special summon, this comes out of the graveyard as a free monster. So that's where the rank 3 would come into play. Again, another one-off, Lady Debug.
Did you draw Lady Debug today?
I never saw this today, but it was still live with certain card combos, just in case if I were to get it. But I never saw this today out of the rounds that we played at the Mesa Regional, so it's whatever. I mean, it's up to you if you want to play the one or none. It's up to you. Basically, the hand traps you play in the deck, of course, pretty standard, 3 Ash Blossom.
Why aren't those ulti?
These were not ulti. I wish they were ulti. Again, would love to have ultis of these, but
Broke nigga, get the alternate arts.
So, so these are still good either way you look at it. Best hand trap in the game right now. Stop them from adding the hand, stop them special from deck. Really good. Still like it. Cards that came clutch today. Main boarding 2 Nibiru, or Nabisco. Good card. Just stops all their plays. If you stop the Azotot early, you mainly get this and you stop their whole combo completely. Danger Orcus. I beat one and I lost to one only because he Azotot twice. But and I didn't have the impermanence to stop him. So at least given the circumstances, I was able to enemy control the other entity guy. I forgot his name, but before him going into Azotot, that's what I did, and he stopped completely. He said,
Nyarla.
You already got it. Nyarla. And he was like, I don't have anything. I'll end my turn. I say, okay. So Nibiru definitely comes clutch when you need it. Spell cards today, 3 Signet Mining. If you see it, it's awesome. Throw away a card that's useless in your hand. Be able to search for a Cyverse, aka Gazelle. Getting the play to start right off the bat. Good searcher.
Okay, on the Signet Minings.
Yeah.
Could you play the deck without those?
You can. There are other searchable cards in here that you can definitely get to. You don't need them, really. And if you have 2 in your hand, one's dead because you can only activate it once per turn. So you're just sitting out there with a dead card. I only played it because it allowed me to extend when I already had the cards in my hand. So I was able to continuously play. But you don't have to play them. If you want, you could probably modify, maybe just run 2 so you don't see it, or you can run 1 so you have all of your other searchers. But again, you don't really need to play it.
Well, those are like expensive, so like, but do they make the deck go around?
Yes, they do. They do make the deck go around. Next card of the day, the Soul Charge, as I would call it. 3 Will, the Salamangreat. During the main phase, I can bring 1 back. So to activate the spinning in graveyard, I don't have to do it right away because I have Will, and then I can activate spinning to do it again. So it allows you to continuously do an extending play. Another thing that you can also do is if you already have the material still on board, you tribute this away for any Salamangreat and however many links it has, bring that many back in defense. So it allows you to go into bigger plays such as Boral Sword or even Appaloosa. So you can definitely continue to play. And I like it nonetheless.
Woodstock
It's really
69?
good.
Applejack-a-loosa.
Yeah. You can't play the deck without this. I don't know who does. You need to because it allows an extending play. The best spice in here, which I love the most, 2 enemy controller. This allowed me to continuously take away from their combo, and it allowed me to plus off of a combos. For Sky Striker today that I beat, I took his Kagari and he couldn't do anything because I put it into the main monster zone, and he locked out all of his Sky Striker cards. And it was very innovative just to see it go back into the main monster zone. He couldn't Widow Anchor me or nothing. And he was like, okay, we'll go to game 2. So this will work. You can main board this. Some people run Mind Control if you don't have enemy controller, but I prefer this because it's already a first turn I win, basically, if you stop their play from extending. So I like this a lot. 2 Desires. These aren't the pretty ones, but they're okay. I only saw this 1 time, and the 1 time I did, I drew into another. So that's why I don't like it as much, but it's still good just to get 2 cards in your hand. Again, the Signet Mining, if you are going to run it, it's good for a drop-off, so you don't have to worry about losing any advantage. You can throw away the other Desires if needed. So that's where that comes into handy.
So, question: do you need to play Desires in that deck?
You do not. I mean, it's a +2, but you can run any other card. You can run Upstart Goblin to continue making a play. You don't really need that. And especially if you get rid of the 1 Gazelle off of Desires, you're kind of stuck. Good thing for me, when I played Desires, I didn't have to lose. I didn't lose Gazelle throughout the whole thing. But again, it's up to the player. You don't have to run it. Run Upstart Goblin.
Did it get ashed at any point today?
It did not. But it can be ashed at any point. So again, you don't have to run Desire at all.
Did you win the game that you activated it?
I did. Thank you so much.
Did you banish Gazelle?
I did not. I didn't banish Gazelle.
Damn it.
1 Salamangreat Sanctuary. It's good for right now. There's going to be a card coming out in Chaos Impact that this is irrelevant. You can still run the 1 copy if you choose, but if you want to run the quick play, it's at 3. I'd do it because it works just like Sanctuary to immediately summon into a Salamangreat Link monster. It's just really good. I mean, it's good to search off of Baylinks, and then if you have the quick play in your hand, you can do it again. So it's good for reincarnated plays. I think that's awesome. The 1 Circle, because that's all we have. It's still good to use. You can search. You can bring it back out of the graveyard when you use Falco. So it's still really good. I like it. It's still at 1. I milled it off with Desires 1 game. Never again. I was like, ugh, oh well. But I still was able to make a board even with this card gone. So even if you don't want to run it, it's at 1, you can. You don't, because you still have Search in the deck. Fun card I played, Fusion of Fire. I searched it. There was 1 time I already had a board, and I said, you know what, I need to search for this, so I gazelled it to the graveyard, and then I Falcoed it to my hand to complete my turn, and wiped away the rest of his life points with Violet Chimera. I think this is still a very handy card. It's very viable. You can take your opponent's Link monster away, like I took his Kagari, and I was able to continue to make a play. So I think this is still good at 1. I see nobody playing it in like the decks online, but I like it, so I'm playing it at 1. The trap cards. This is kind of like last minute. even though I ran 2 and 2, this is still good. You'll be able to go ahead and stop a lot of plays if you already have reincarnated. So having this at 2 is good. It's just for the desire. If you mill 1 away, you still have 1. It's easily come back from the graveyard if you do Sunlight Wolf. This one, you can definitely just stop everything. Doesn't matter what.
Did you need 2 roar? Was there ever a point in the day that you had to have 2?
No. I've only seen 1 every game I play.
So would you drop a roar then
I
in
would.
favor of deck space?
I would. In favor of deck space, I would.
What about rage?
Rage, you kind of want to see 2. 2 is just really good because if you ever reincarnated, you pop 2 away, and you'll be able to add it back with the Sunlight Wolf if you reincarnate it back to your hand. So it's kind of like you're playing multiples of Rage. I'd like it at 2 anyway. But with Roar, probably 1. You know, deck space is good. I was playing 41 today, and this was the 41 card. Came in handy when I desires 1 away and still have 1 to go off of.
Did you say 41?
I said 41. Really?
I said 41.
No, I said 41.
Once.
41th.
It's a decimal point in there.
6th. Again, this was good because I reincarnated and I didn't have to use its effect because I got Rage and then I used its effect. So it allowed allowed one of the members that I played or one of the opponents I played, he scooped immediately because I Sunlight Wolf and used its effect. He was like, well, you still got the 2 again. I quit. So you can do 2 and 1 or you can do 2 and 2. But you would never want to see 3 of this. You might want to see 3 of this because it's good, but never 3 of this. I just don't like it because you would have to have a Link monster to complete the play. So that's why that was like kind of a last minute thing. The clutch card that came in, I mainboarded 3 impermanents.
I'm a horrible cameraman.
3 impermanents right
shit.
off the back. It stops the Acid Thought play for any Orcus players, especially if they're going first and they go into Acid Thought. You have this and you have hand traps in your hand. You have it continue. You can stop a play then after impermanenting the Acid Thought. As soon as Acid Thought is summoned, this is what I learned from a buddy of mine who's recording right now. If they Acid Thought, you can't fail her because it's conditional cost as soon as it's summoned. So it's kind of like Jinzo. As soon as it's summoned, no traps can be activated unless it was a counter. So kind of in that predicament, so I did the 3 impermanents, stopped the Acid Thought play. And I even had another one in hand, so when he went into, he did Nightmare, I did impermanence again. And he basically stopped because he couldn't go any further than that. He needed an Orcus to continue, so all he had was a Tiger and a Mermaid, and he said go. So I think this is pretty solid. Still a fun card. Definitely get these if you have a chance. That's it for the main board. This is 41 cards. For the extra deck, nothing to basically disagree on. 3 Baylinks. Very fun card. Keeps your Salamangreats from being destroyed as long as there's 1 in the graveyard. Search the Sanctuary, just the 1. You don't want to draw in the Sanctuary, which is I kind of learned already, but it's okay still.
How many times did that happen?
It happened twice today. I drew Sanctuary and I was like, okay, no search. And I was scared to use the Flame Buffalo I had in my hand to draw the 2 because I didn't know if he had the Ash. But either way, I did it, and he didn't have the Ash, so I resolved the Buffalo. I'm okay with that. Next one, 3 Sunlight Wolf. No disregard or no bad talk about this guy. Very wonderful. One is reincarnated, add a Salamangreat card from your graveyard to your hand. Basically, it just reshuffles the trap cards and the spell card if you ever use Circle, or even Will of the Salamangreat. Wonderful, I love it. And when a special or if you special a monster it points to, get 1 out of the graveyard. I recycle Gazelle maybe 5 times the same game. So I like this card a lot. Heat Leo at 2. I don't think 3 would be any problem, but 2 is fine because all you would need to is reincarnated just 1 other time. So that's why the Link 3 just stays where it is. So that's it for the Salamangreat ones. For the one-offs in here, the Violet Chimera that I mentioned, which is really good. The Abyss Dweller to stop everything. I stopped the Danger Orcus. I stopped Dino. I put a mirror match down. It's fun. Like this card, if this was at 1, you only need to run it at 1, but it just stops everything right now in the meta. So having that 1 Abyss Dweller, the 1 Mirage Stalio, my opponent or my buddy here was like, why don't you run 2? I didn't really see fit to run 2 I
have
was
space?
thinking about it,
Did you
and I
have
did
space?
have space. Like I did. I could have took one card out of here and made the space. But even then, I kept recycling this so much that it didn't need to be at 2.
Did you ever
Because,
desires it away?
desires? Why would you desires this away? This is in the extra deck. It doesn't-
So?
So no, that's a big no in regards to that. But I mean, if I were to run it at 2, it still would have been live and okay. But even then, in the graveyard, I never got Ghost Bell for this guy because it kept going back. So I like this a lot. The other one-offs for the Link monsters. Here's a good combo. I was running the Hiltia. I kept taking everybody's Nightmare Phoenix. So whoever played Phoenix today, I'm sorry, I kept taking it. And I was able to continuously make another play out of it. So I like Hiltia a lot. The Appaloosa, like I said, you can do it. And it is possible in Salamangreat. I played it 2 times this whole, or the entire tournament. Yeah, 3 times. But 2 times
Played 2.
in the tournament. And my opponent scooped because everything he activated was a monster effect, and I kept chaining to it. So as soon as it was down to 800, he still didn't have enough to kill it because he had his mermaid at 0. So I was like, okay, it's cool. But the best combo that I've used so far today, Update Jammer and Boral Sword.
2.
This was very clutch. I was playing a Pendulum Endymion, and I needed to clear enough resource to hit him for game. So I Update Jammer and still had 2 materials to go into Boral Sword. So as soon as I Link Summon for Boral Sword, I had 3 attacks with 1 monster to spare. So I dropped, while I did Heat Leo, I dropped a monster to 0, and then I went into Boral Sword after using Update Jammer. So it gained the attack of whatever I hit, still had a second battle phase, and then I used the other monster to switch the defense so it gets the 3rd battle phase. I think this is the best combo right now for Boral Sword, because you are able to gain the attack, hit him for 3,000 at first, and then still have a beat stick to hit 2 more times. So I think this is the best combo to make anything. If you have 2 monsters and Update Jammer, you have a 3 attacking Boral Sword. That's basically it. For the sideboard, I guess I'll show you guys. I mean, I really just put it together in 5 minutes. I was like, let me just try it. But it did help me win. 3 Lancia for removal. I hated everything about dinos. I hated Orcus. So with Lancia, just stops them from making any extending plays. They can't do the whole Nightmare. They can't do the Heart Horror. None of that. And it just slows them down. So I like it a lot. 3 Effect Veiler, when it did come handy, I loved it. Playing a hero guy, stopped everything that he did. He was like, okay, you got it. But Effect Veiler definitely is still like the Impermanence monster. Still really good to play, even at 3. Call by the Grave. I really didn't need to use it because I had other means of stopping them from going in grave at all or using it. The only time I needed this was against Sky Striker and Ray. Ray is so good still, even in this format with Sky Striker. And the minute he put Ray in the graveyard, I already had this, and I stopped his Ray from coming back after killing Hayate. So this is still really awesome, and it just slows down the Sky Striker player unless he has like a way to bring stuff back. But I stopped his 1 Ray. He had to wait for Hornet drones to come back. So at least with this is wonderful. The next card that I was playing, Cosmic Cyclone, because of Lunar Light Tiger and other cards. But Lunar Light Tiger mainly is the one that you want to stop with this guy, is because when the Lunar Light Tiger is destroyed, he can still get an effect. But if you Cosmic Cyclone, it's gone. He doesn't get the effect unless he has another one in his hand. So it kind of just slows them down even further if you have all of your side plays. So, but I only sided this because I don't have destruction material. The Salamangreats just play for me anyway to do the destruction, so there was really no need to mainboard these. But I did see them in the sideboard when I was playing. And then the last card that I almost won against the Pendulum guy, evenly matched. But I drew these back to back. So it was like I activated Resolve 1, he had the Apex Avian, and I drew the other one. So it was kind of like, I can't really get over that. But in regards, evenly matched still is a very powerful card. Clears already established boards. You'll be able to play off of it right away if you have the resources still. And Salamangreat does have the resources to continue to make a play to use evenly matched. So I think this is awesome. But again, that's the deck profile for today that I did at Mesa Regionals. Again, comment, like, subscribe on the channel. If you guys want to see other deck profiles, please tune in, hit the little notification bell on the bottom. But we appreciate you.
Big
Thanks,
things
guys.
coming.
Yeah,
There's
exactly
a big
what,
storm coming.
exactly what he says. But again, check out our video this coming weekend. It's going to be the Chaos Impact pre-release, and we'll show what we pulled at least in that. But again, peace out, y'all.